चलो देखते हैं।
ज़्यादा जिम्मेदार है रेप के लिए ये लड़के हैं उससे ज़्यादा।
We have the best culture. In our culture, there is no place for a woman.
Recently, a foreign female YouTuber uploaded a video detailing the sexual harassment she faced while she was here holidaying in India.
This is after the recent news जो दिल्ली में यूके की एक महिला है उनके साथ रेप हुआ है।
India. So in this video, you're going to hear her story straight from her. I'm going to take you inside the minds of these guys who have these really backwards mentalities. And then I'm going to give you some tips so you can stay safe while you're traveling here in India. Let's get into it and let's hear the story straight from Jordan.
About 2 months ago, I got to India. We were wrapping up our trip, and that's when all these things just started happening. Men reached out and grabbed me, were touching me, groping me. This one guy walking by kind of leaned like his face was right here, and he just said to me, "I want to f you," right into my face with Livia right next to me. I had a 5-star hotel give out my personal information, my full name, my room number to a stalker.
I really want to say these things are uncommon, but unfortunately with all the experience I've had here meeting female tourists and just meeting females, Indian females in general.
I think the big issues which we Indian have that कि हमें कोई सेंस ऑफ बाउंड्री नहीं है, लाइक सेंस ऑफ बाउंड्री, सेंस ऑफ प्रिवेसी, कि ये चीज़ मैं किसी के पर्सनल स्पेस में जा रहा हूँ, या फिर वी अज्यूम कि सब कंफर्टेबल हो गए, या इन द सेंस मैं जिस तरह से बर्ताव कर रहा हूँ वो सभी को मतलब सब उसके साथ सहमत होंगे.
General, they all have a story like this. You know, some of them aren't as bad as this, some of them are worse. I've witnessed this firsthand as well. So I was on the Delhi metro and a guy just
घर से शुरू होती है, आपके माँ बाप से शुरू होता है कि आपकी वैल्यूज, क्योंकि बचपन में आपका जो बोलते हैं ना कि ये अगर कोई बड़ा इंसान या कोई बुरा बर्ताव करे तो लोग बोलते हैं इसके माँ बाप ने नहीं सिखाया, इसकी परवरिश अच्छी नहीं है. बट इट इज डीप डाउन देयर, विच स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर, हाउ यू ट्रीट, हाउ एंड वन थिंग इज देयर कि हम सारी चीज़ें बैक ऑफ द माइंड अपने माता पिता से सीखते हैं. भले ही हाँ, अगर आप देखते हो कि आपके पिताजी या आपके चाचा जी या आपके घर में जो भी मेल है वो किस तरह से आपके घर के फीमेल्स को ट्रीट कर रहा है, वो आप इमिटेट करते हो, या आप चाहते नहीं हो कि आप भी अपनी माँ को उस तरह से ट्रीट करो, लेकिन यू अंडरस्टैंड कि महिला एज अ महिला की इमेज आपके दिमाग में कैसी होती है, वहाँ से बनी जाती है. एंड दीज पीपल हु had never had female interaction. One more thing is there, I think इस पे बहुत बात नहीं होती है, that in Indian like most of the government schools and जहाँ पे लड़के लड़कियाँ साथ में बैठते हैं, they still male female interaction is still seen as a taboo. If अगर शहर में भी अगर किसी एक उम्र तक शायद 10 या 11 की उम्र तक ही माँ बाप लड़का लड़कियों को साथ में खेलने देते हैं, अनटिल अनलेस वो प्रोग्रेसिव घर से आए हो. उसके बाद आपको देखोगे जैसे ही बच्चे बड़े होते थे, माँ बाप जैसे ही 8, 9 या 10 के बाद माँ बाप दे डोंट लेट लड़का लड़की को साथ में खेलना, बात करना भी, इन द सेंस दे सी मी लाइक 2 गर्ल्स. अगर लाइक लड़का लड़की किसी बगीचे में या कहीं रास्ते में बात करते हुए देखे तो पीपल स्टार्ट पासिंग कमेंट्स. एंड ये आपको नया लग सकता है, लेकिन ये होता है आजकल भी.
I just grabbed my friend's ass. And then another time, we were just walking down a road in South Delhi by Lodi Garden, and this guy just walks past and rubs his elbow across my friend's chest. I met a girl from Thailand who had just been to Amritsar, and this guy started stalking her along the streets there. He wouldn't stop following her. So she decided to run into a bathroom, and she thought she would be safe there in a female bathroom. But this guy comes in and starts banging on her cubicle door and asking for money. He was trying to scare her to pay him. So she was like so scared sitting in this bathroom cubicle, right? So she just slid a bunch of money under the door, and luckily he left. So yeah, these stories do not end, unfortunately. And that goes for local women too. This is not a foreign woman problem. This is a woman problem in general here in India. And it's not all men. Don't think all men are like that. They're certainly
No, all men are not like that. But that's why the importance of having a strong female presence in your house is important. You understand, बिकॉज हम लड़कों को कैसा है, अगर एक आदत रहती है लड़कों में ही रहना, या फिर लड़कों के जैसे मैंने कितने लोगों को देखा है कि दे in their like early 20s or mid 20s they got to know about periods. Like periods in the sense it was a jokey whisper, and they still don't know how female body works, or female, what are the things like a female goes through. And like these talks should be done through by their parents. I think nowadays it is in school as well, but school में भी ये सारी चीजें ना, they skip these chapters. I have seen in my own school and heard from many other friends who are into different schools and different boards. They still all have the same thing, that we had a chapter of sex education, about social civic duty and everything, but they skipped through the part because people were in the class, students in the class, they were giggling around. And पन्ने पलट देते हैं कुछ तो टीचर्स, मैंने ये भी किसी सुने, पढ़ते भी नहीं, वो बोलते हैं चैप्टर ज़रूरी नहीं है क्योंकि एग्ज़ाम में नहीं आने वाला. एंड दीज men who are like, I can't generalize that कि सभी के घर में कोई महिला नहीं होगी या किसी ने समझाया नहीं होगा, but most of them, I think they have this isolated like you can एक image आप paint कर सकते हो दिमाग पे कि never had female interaction, don't know how to talk to female, and they उनके अपने दिमाग में एक ख्याली दुनिया बन जाती है that women are like something to be achieved. It's they don't have their like इतना भी नहीं शायद, I think they इतना भी उन्होंने कभी सोचा नहीं होगा कि लड़कियों की खुद की ओपिनियन हो सकती है that but I can't go, like I don't know exactly what mentality a person who does thing goes through, but कोई भी अगर मैं किसी लड़की को भी अगर ऐसा कर रहा हूँ, I would think that how would that person feel if or how would I feel if someone does this to me if I was in that shoes. So I don't know if these people have a decent morality or empathy, or they even if they reflect on their own thoughts, what they do, or even if they regret it. I've seen the interview of the Nirbhaya, like I have seen some interviews of these people. They don't regret because their mental state is in कि ऐसी जगह पहुंच चुके, they don't understand morality, and I can't describe in words. So
certainly not. It's a small percentage of men who have these backwards mentalities, which we'll get into soon.
Livy and I checked into a just normal hotel. It was about $10 a night, so it's not like a nice hotel or anything.
And this is the first alarm bell for me. She's staying in a 500 rupee hotel, which is as cheap as you can get in Delhi, and she's staying in Paharganj. And Paharganj is hell on earth. I can't describe it any better than that. I hate the place. You'll walk down the road, you'll see drug addicts shooting up needles into their arms. It's 200 meters from the human trafficking and prostitution area of Delhi, GB Road, which you do not want to go down in under any circumstances, especially at night. So she's so close to all these things: drugs, prostitution, and human trafficking. And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of foreigners choose to stay in Paharganj because there's a lot of cheap hotels there. But it's the worst place you can stay in all of Delhi. Please, people, go stay in the residential areas where normal Indians are. Go stay in South Delhi. Go stay and pay a bit more for a hotel, because when you pay
100% would recommend this. Yeah, you want to do adventure, or you want to see the real India, everything, yes. But दिन में कुछ समय में, if you have some go in daylight to these areas with another person with you. But still, whatever India की कितनी तरक्की हो चुकी है, we are on the global front and everything, still I know personally, and you can see we are still backward, and I think in some part we are still moving backward because of internet and everything. कि बहुत सारे लोगों के अभी भी दिमाग में यही ख्याल है दैट पीपल ऑन द वेस्ट लाइक वेस्टर्नर्स वो बहुत ज़्यादा ओपन लाइक ये जो लोग है व्हेन दे सी वेस्टर्नर्स दे देयर इमेज ऑफ वेस्टर्नर्स इज दैट these people are more into sex, and because these people have interacted to females or white like women in the sense through porn itself, and जब वो porn देखे ये देखे they understood consent is a very fickle thing for them. They assume that because for them a foreigner and everything they have seen in porn that consent is the casual attitude that the Westerners are very casual about sex and they don't they are ready to do they are ready to make out or have sex with anyone. That's not the case, which clearly these people don't understand. And it feels bad, बहुत बुरा लगता है कि जब ऐसे केसेस होते हैं एंड दैट इंडिया का नाम खराब होता है, लेकिन होना इस तरह में तो ऐसी चीज़ें तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि इंडिया का नाम खराब हो. पीपल अगर इस ऐसा हो रहा है तो और इससे फॉरेनर लाइक टूरिज्म कम हो रहा है या फिर दैट द सेम इंडिया की इमेज आ रही है दैट इंडिया इज नॉट सेफ, इट्स डर्टी, इट्स पोल्यूटेड. इफ दिस इज द केस, यस इट इज, एंड डोंट कम टू इंडिया. आई पर्सनली recommend if any woman in this world or anyone, don't come to India. This is the fact of reality, and if you are you should be aware, अगर आपके यहाँ पे आ रहे हो, if you are coming to this country, you should be aware that you have to face this, and this is reality. As he's saying, stay in like I can't say that keep 5-star hotel if like these fancy hotels and these fancy cafes and everything is what you are looking for, because you have seen a picture of India to be a spiritual place and you want to see the real India. But I'll still recommend, yes, see the real India. No one is stopping you, but go in daylight and go with someone in place, because the civic sense and the police and everything, and you'll be going into a lot of trouble if you just get involved in something. And
pay 500 rupees or $10 American for a hotel, the quality you're going to get is terrible, but what's more important, the staff you're going to get are terrible. So the staff in these cheap hotels tend to be uneducated boys from outside of Delhi, from small areas. They have no education, and they come with these backwards mentalities, unfortunately. Do not stay in 500 rupee hotels if you're a girl, okay? Anyway, at this point, she was with her boyfriend, and now just wait to see what happens when her boyfriend leaves the hotel.
And one more thing, yes, most of these people are from backward mentality, and they come from certain areas of like socio-economic stature. But I have seen people who in clubs and very fancy places still behaving like the same thing. The जिस पे हमने बात की, the concept of consent and what is a limit and what is not, because they have a certain image that if a woman is going into clubs and everything, she'll be comfortable while dancing to be groped out.
And they knew that I was now in this hotel alone. From that very morning, they started acting completely different to me. At one point, one of them even followed me up the stairs. They called the room and they just said into the phone, "Hey, baby."
Look, this is what I was talking about, the impact of porn in this country.
And I hung up. And they called the room again and just silent, not saying anything, and it was just kind of creepy. The next day, they called my room, and I pick up the phone and they were making sexual noises, breathing.
Okay, so let me give you some insight into the minds of these guys. These guys are from a patriarchal system where they see women as an object. And I'm not talking about all Indian men, okay? I'm talking about a small percentage of Indian men, these backwards types of guys. And so to scare a girl on the phone like that, to grope a girl, to pass rude comments to a girl, this makes these guys feel really powerful. It makes them feel like real men, right? Which is total rubbish. But for them, this is a form of entertainment. They get off on this, they enjoy this. And part of it also is that here in India, couples that aren't married aren't respected as much. So these guys have seen her with her boyfriend and they're thinking, oh, she's going around doing immoral things with this guy, then why won't she do immoral things with me? That's their thinking. They think she's a bad girl and she's
Yeah, they think that she's low. Her character. India में एक term है. In Indian they have a term like she's characterless. If a girl has like 3 or more relation, they quote unquote they call her like Randi and like Indian word for bitch, vamp or slut. Slut will be the right thing. Slut. Because as per their understanding, if she's ready to have sex with 3-4 people, if she has been in relation with 3 people, that means she's ready to have sex with anyone, and she's easy to be grabbed, or her consent is never in the picture.
She's doing bad and immoral things. It's totally crazy, right? In this next clip, you're going to see right inside the minds of these guys. One of the guys is a rapist and the other 2 are his lawyers. And that rapist is responsible for the Jyoti Singh rapes in 2012, which shook India.
ताली कभी एक हाथ से नहीं बजती, दोनों हाथों से बजती है। ये चीज़ देखी जाए। अगर कोई शरीफ लड़की होती है, रात को 9 बजे मतलब नहीं घूमती है, लड़के भी उतने उससे ज़्यादा जिम्मेदार है रेप के लिए, ये लड़के हैं उससे ज़्यादा। बराबर नहीं है लड़की लड़का। लड़कियों के लिए बनाया गया घर काम काज, अपना घर बार देखे। ये सोना रात में डिस्को में घूम रही है, बारों में घूम रही है, तो आपको 10-20% ये जो सही मिलेंगी।
In our society, we never allow our girl to come out from the house after 6:30 or 7:30 or 8:30 in the evening with any unknown person. Women means I immediately put the sex in his eyes. We have the best culture. In our culture, there is no place for a woman.
She should not go in night hours with her boyfriend. यदि मेरी बेटी या मेरी बहन शादी से पूर्व संबंधों को प्राथमिकता दे या शादी से पूर्व अपने चाल चरित्र और चेहरे को खराब करे, अपने चरित्रहीनता पर जा रहे, तो मैं ऐसी बहन और बेटी को निश्चित तौर पे अपने फार्म हाउस में खड़ा करके अपने परिवार, सभी परिवार वालों के सामने पेट्रोल डाल के उसमें आग लगा देने की हिम्मत रखता हूँ, जज्बा रखता हूँ। This is my stand. I am still today stand on that reply.
There's nothing more I can add to that. Those guys explain themselves perfectly, and this
No comment needed for these people.
This is what India is dealing with, these kinds of mentalities.
I was in my room and one of the guys knocked on the door and said, "Hello, open your door." And I thought, no, I'm not opening my door. He came back about an hour later and he banged something really hard against the door. I don't know what, but it made such a loud sound, startled me. And he said, ma'am, open your door right now.
Trust your gut. And that's exactly what Jordan did. She didn't let them in when they're telling all these lies to try and get in her room. This is like a horror movie. And to be honest, it's really hard to understand the feelings that she would be going through at this point, locked in this hotel room in Delhi with these guys trying to get in. Until you're in that situation, you don't know. You know, it's easy for us to criticize her or to say other things. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? But until you're in a situation, if you don't have experience in what to do, you don't know what to do.
I knew that he had just turned off my AC. Immediately, he knocks at my door and says, hello, the AC is broken. We need to come in and fix the AC. Open the door and I will come in and fix your AC. And I just said, no, I'm not answering the door. Then they shut off the Wi-Fi. and said the same story. They need to come in and fix the Wi-Fi. They kept telling me, open the door, let us in. I just felt so certain that if I did open the door, then because they were so desperately trying with lies to get into my room and to get me to open the door, I did feel very certain that if I did, then something very bad would happen.
I say this in my India survival guide, which helps people travel safely and confidently in India. You have to be assertive and aggressive here in India. In India, strength respects strength only. Every day here it's a fight to do whatever.
Yes, couldn't agree more. Because जो भी ये वीडियो देख रहा है, लड़का है लड़की है, they if you get any like not any कोई भी, but whenever you get chance to get out of this shithole, I love my country, I love India, the everything I have in my life, it's because of this country. But अगर आप एक नॉर्मल इंसान हो, you does not have that much power. If you just want to live peacefully life with your your partner, your family, with basic doing your job and enjoying the basic necessity of life, with just get out of this country. Get out. Because if you look, अगर आप law and order देखो, we are not good. If you look corruption, we are not good. If you look now, one more problem, climate, we are not good. Civic sense, we are not good. Taxes, the taxes which like जो राघव चड्ढा का comment था ना, we pay taxes like a Western country and get services like Somalia. That's true. So whenever you get chance, get out of this country. If you want to do something, do out of this country, do earn money and come here, spend or give it to someone in family if you want to.
Whatever you need to do, you know? So these guys only respect strength. If you look weak, if you give off weak signals, people will prey on you. These guys will prey on you. They'll think you're weak. So in this case, Jordan should have kicked up a fuss as soon as she got that phone call. She should have started blasting them on the phone. You know, what are you doing? Don't do this. I'm leaving. And she should have left. She should have got out of there straight away from that first weird phone call, you know? But it's easy for us to say this after the fact, you know? In hindsight, yeah.
Hindsight, we can say one could have done this, one could have done that, but until you go into that place and go into the situation, you can't say, understand what a person thinks or what options we have, or so we can just say कि ऐसा किया होता वैसा किया होता, but yeah.
But Jordan's probably never experienced this type of harassment before. So yeah, you can't criticize her, you can't judge her. She has no experience in dealing with these types of situations. And that's one thing that I hope to change. I want to empower foreigners to be able to deal with this kind of stuff and just enjoy India, because India is an amazing and a beautiful country, and I think it's the greatest country in the world, especially for traveling. You just need to be a little bit prepared, okay? Obviously, I'm a guy, but I've also come across this type of harassment as a man. It was really on the lower side of things. It's more gay guys hitting on me and being too touchy. I had this one guy try to kiss me on the cheek. I had a guy rubbing my thigh. I had a guy come up to me and say, lollipop, lollipop, and, you know, what is it called? Knock me in my private parts gently. And yeah, it's creepy, but this gets me to my point. Don't be overly friendly. That was my problem. I'm really friendly. I'll chat to anybody. You know, I'll say hello, I'll chat away, and I'll go have a coffee with them or whatever. But this is often taken as the wrong signal. You know, if you're being too friendly, guys can take it the wrong way.
So anyone who is watching this, who is outside India and planning to come to India, if your budget is really tight and you can't afford a trip in somewhere in Europe, I'll just say wait it out, don't come. If go through, watch some videos, go through. He also has, I think, a book. Go through this news and subjects. Yes, there is all of these issues So be prepared and then come to this India.